Hi guys, Flattmeister here. Got a new video for you. So I went and saw Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. It's based off of a French graphic novel called Valerian and Laureline, which I don't get why they didn't call the movie that, because both those characters, you know, they were the two main characters of the movie. Directed by Luc Besson. You might remember him from The Fifth Element.
And this is?
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
I fucking loved that movie as a kid. So yeah, he made The Fifth Element, he did Lucy, which is more recent, sort of in the more recent years. So if you are a sci-fi fan, go watch the movie. Visual effects are fantastic, CGI is top notch. So yeah, the visuals are amazing. You've got these beautiful vistas that with the movie opening up to this beautiful tropical island, and these alien species called the pearls, and they harvest these pearls, which are like, you know, they store this vast amount of energy. It can be used as like an energy source. So these pearls are like sort of Zulu warriors. They're almost like that, the sort of Maasai tribe, and their planet just gets bombarded by these falling ships breaking through atmosphere. It just blows up the planet. But sort of at the very beginning of the movie, and it really sort of feels like it's setting the tone. It shows like the stock footage from like the NASA International Space Program, and the Chinese docking with the space station, and the Americans and Chinese, you know, they sort of floating through in zero gravity. You know, they're greeting each other and hugging each other. And then it shows throughout the decades and then the centuries that this that the legacy has been passed down through the generations of greeting, because you then start getting new alien races docking with the space station, and sort of the humans are like, oh, you know, what's an alien version of a handshake, and the alien's looking at his hand all confused. And it shows all these different alien designs. Some of them are CGI, some are practical effect costumes. You know, and it shows this space station has grown more and more and more, and it starts to become almost like, you know, this sort of meeting place. All different aliens from around the galaxy come and have shared their cultures and knowledge. This is diversity. So yeah, the space station becomes so big that it's actually threatening the lives of the people aboard the space station as well as Earth. So the president of sort of Earth Federation or whatever, and he says, oh, you know, for the sake of the safety of people on Earth as well as on the station Alpha, we're gonna move the space station out into space because of the orbit and the gravitational pull of Earth. So they move this space station out into space. So then it goes into that scene on the tropical beach, and these ships all crash land, and when this big mothership comes and crash lands on the planet. This is the problem with the whole movie. I don't think Cara Delevingne and Dean DeHaan, I think his name is, I don't think they're strong enough actors to carry a movie on their own like that. Like, I found Laureline, I found her character more charismatic. She was still a jerk to some of these like sort of small alien races. She's like, give me one reason why I shouldn't shoot you, even though they posed no threat at all. She was just threatening these small little alien races to give them her information. But Dean DeHaan, I don't know whether it was a writing issue, because it was written in whether the script was written in French and then translation problem. Besson didn't direct Dean properly, or whether Dean, you know, whether he didn't read between the lines. I was expecting Valerian to be this sort of Han Solo roguish type.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
And he just seems like, it seemed like Dean DeHaan has gone to the Keanu Reeves post-Matrix school of line delivery.
This mission is a simple in and out. Agent Valerian, you'll be running solo.
I only work with my partner.
Hi.
We're a team. Let's go.
Is everything all right, sir?
The meeting is over. Retreat to your exits. Agents are coming.
Agent.
Go. Hiya, fellas.
It's him,
The anomaly.
Do we proceed?
Yes.
He is still.
Only human. Upgrades.
Oh, it works with Keanu Reeves. He's cool. He's cool as fuck. And I need to watch John Wick 2 urgently. Like, there was jokes that didn't land, or whether they were intended to be jokes, they just weren't funny. Like this guy's like,
You're running nearly 20 minutes late.
Yeah, well, time flies when you're having fun.
it's like, well, that's not supposed to be funny. So the trailer makes it out like there's this big, nasty, evil alien race that is somehow threatening the station. The trailer makes it out like the planet, that mothership that crash lands on the planet. It makes it out like that they are going to attack the station. No, they're just a little side bit. They find there's an infection on board the Alpha station. Find out what the threat is. They find out that the Pearls have been living on Alpha. They're trying to build this ship so they can then leave. And really what it is Clive Owen's character, Commander Aaron Fillet. He basically wants to cover up his war crimes. His subordinates said, you know, they're having this, like, why have, of all of the reaches of space, you decide to have a space battle just over the top of a planet. Like, ooh. And so he goes, I've lost 500,000, you know, I've lost 500,000 men in one day. We need to end this war once and for all. And so he launches like this before he launches this weapon of mass destruction, his subordinates are saying we've detected indigenous life on this planet. And so Clive Owen's character just goes, nah, fuck it, and launches this missile, hits the mothership, bang, crashes onto the planet and just decimates it a lot. You know, the weapon also detonates the entire planet. And he's like, I don't want to pay reparations. Like the commander, Clive Owen's character was saying that, oh, you know, this will affect the humans' sort of hierarchy on board the alien and human council aboard the Alpha station. I was like, no, it's not. Just admit to your mistake and say, you know, we were engaged in conflict and I made the call to destroy the mothership, but it came at the lives of, you know, it came at the cost of destroying this planet. Own up to your mistake. But no, he has to, you know, send Laureline and Valerian to sort of find out what this infection is aboard the station. And it's got all the movie, like the writing goes, it takes all these little side things. Like there's a bit where Valerian is chasing down this ship to, you know, find the pearls, and then she is following on. She's looking on like a computer terminal. She sees the tracker and goes, "Oh no, you've only got 10 seconds to get out of there before we lose track of you." And then it gets lost in the dead zone. It's called. She goes, "Oh, I need to find them." And the commander goes, "Oh, arrest Laureline." She escaped, you know, and she beats 2 guys up easily. And they're like, "Oh, okay." Oh. So anyway, she then goes on this little side quest to find Valerian, even though she knew where his general direction was based on the computer terminal previously. But no, she goes on a long journey, threatens these 3 little aliens. They introduce this really cool character. I can't remember the character's name, but he owns like this submarine and he likes to drink champagne like a boss. You know, he just rips the cork out with his teeth and goes, just drinking the the froth. And they go on this little side adventure. He goes, "Oh well, if you want to find your friend, you have to help me get this jellyfish." So you might have seen in the trailer these big lumbering beasts that live underwater. Apparently these jellyfish, this specific jellyfish species, sort of cohabits on the back of this this beast. So they escape from the beasts, and they get back up to the surface, and they say, "You've got to stick this jellyfish on your head. It apparently shows you memories or something." So I'm like, well, how did the jellyfish know? It shows where Valerian was. Even though she knew where his general location was, how would the jellyfish know? It didn't see Valerian. That doesn't make sense. So I think it was just another little side bit, that Luc Besson didn't know where to put it. It was quite haphazardly sort of put together, really. But that pirate character was really cool. That would have been cool if he was part of the crew. The trailer makes it out like, "Will you be the guardians of the galaxy? I mean, guardians of our world." And it makes it seem like Valerian and Laureline have to get a ragtag group of alien species to team up. That's what the trailer made it seem like, that they were teaming up with all these different aliens, and like Mass Effect. Like there's a bit at the start where they arrive at the station, and you can just imagine this. It's almost like the Codex in the Mass Effect series, where it tells you all of like the different alien species and their culture and religions. It tells you of all the different technology, like the guns, the combat ships, as well as the big juggernaut ships. The Codex tells you about different planets and what the purpose of each of those planets is. It was quite an in-depth thing. And this movie does it in like 5 minutes. It gives you a brief little exposition, like as they're flying through space, about to dock into the station of Alpha, and the AI is going, "Oh, there's the..." And you see all the brief little glimpses of this in the trailer. They go, "Oh, you've got the so-and-so robot species. They are in charge of the banks and cataloguing information and knowledge." And you see them using these lasers on these sort of golden plaques that they sort of slot in. And he goes, "Oh, and then you've got these peaceful underwater alien species that harvest minerals from the bottom of this tank on sort of this certain part of the..." So like a giant water tank aboard this Alpha station. So yeah, they did that with a couple of the species, and it sort of really gave you a sort of sense of, oh, cool, It's trying to encourage cosplay for, sort of future Comic Cons and things. People are going to cosplay as these aliens and stuff. Yeah, and that was really cool. Like, imagine if Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets was a video game rather than a movie. Yeah, this could be a game. Valerian and Laureline, the City of 1,000 Planets, the game. And it'd be like this sort of third-person RPG shooter. It's just screaming video game. And here's another thing I want to go into: the technology and weapons of this movie. Like, imagine if this was in a game. Really cool. There's this whole they go on this mission to recover this specific item, and what it is one of these pearls from the planet that got destroyed, and also these creatures called converters. They're like these weird little rat, lizard, armadillo, spiky, cute thing that apparently if you feed them any particular item, they will literally poop out. I'm not kidding. They just literally poop out and replicate the item that they've eaten. So Laureline and Valerian have to intercept this deal that's going down with this alien and these other unknown alien people involved. And this reminded me of the CGI trailer of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Big Fat Boss, as played by John Goodman. I could instantly recognise his voice. He's big and fat, and he betrays the two cloaked figures that were wanting to trade, and he's pointing a gun at them. So meanwhile, Laureline and Valerian's mission was to intercept this deal. And the clever thing is, they arrive at this like open desert, and they're posing as tourists. I really like this bit. So they go to this... It's weird, it's got like this open walled off city, but it's literally just barren desert with wall. So inside, and there's like this weird sort of cross-dimension alternate reality city in that same space, but in another reality, or in another dimension. And the only way that you can sort of bridge the gap between those realities is wearing these special glasses, so you can see around. So Valerian intercepts this deal, and he carries around with him this big suitcase. What he does is he puts his arm in this big suitcase. It's like a big box, and what it does is it again helps bridge that gap. It's like some kind of like matter. You can carry matter from one dimension through to the other, and vice versa. So that's how he can put his. So he's walking around in the barren desert, walled off non-city, with his hand in a box. And you just see a box with a hand on a gun floating around. It was really peculiar to see that, and that was a really cool gadget. So Valerian holds up the deal. Yeah, and like I said, it reminded me of the Beyond Good and Evil's 2 CGI trailer that was announced at E3. I was half expecting this monkey to go, "Das Swiss fucking chocolate, pig." Bon appetito! I was half expecting some character to do that, because it just really reminded me. What? And so there's this chase ensues. He's like, "Oh my god!" And Valerian runs off with the converter and the pearl, and he's running around. You just see this box and a gun floating around. Well, anyway, and this one alien has this gun that shoots these magnetic ball bearings, like the size of a tennis ball, and it shoots like automatic. It goes like that, and all these metal balls are sticking to the matter transfer box, and it's weighing him down. He's like, "Oh!" So Valerian's trying to run away. He's crashing through several tiers of this city. And, it was a really cool sequence. And, there was loads of like little cool gadgets and things. Like if only this was a video game, this would be cool. So yeah, like I said, the trailer makes it out like it's going to be like this ragtag group of aliens and the two humans, fighting to find out what this evil presence is. And you're sorely disappointed. When Laureline went to look for Valerian, she then gets kidnapped. So then he has to go look for her. This is what I was saying with all these side story arcs going all over the place. It was really... she then gets kidnapped by this brutish alien. So he goes looking for her. So he goes through this red light district. And you've got Ethan Hawke, who does a really awesome cameo. He plays this pimp type character who owns this burlesque store. And he's like, "Yo, homie, tell me what kind of music you into. You into the..." And he's naming all this sort of alien music. And Valerian just goes, "Oh, I like some of the retro stuff." And then you have Rihanna. At first, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, Rihanna, is she basically on this to promote her latest single? Is this the only reason why she's been cast in the role? Is she going to dance to her own song? But it was a really cool sequence. She's like, she is shape-shifting into all these different outfits. She's basically been pimped out. Jelly type shape-shifting alien called Bubbles, or Bubble. She was a really sympathetic character. She's like, "Oh, I don't have my own identity. I want to live my own life. I want to be free." And that's quite sad. So Valerian and she's really insecure, like, "Oh, did you like my performance? Did you like it?" So Valerian manages to persuade her to help him, and he'll help her have a free life and escape. And they break Laureline out of these brutes that captured her. You think, oh, are they going to marry her off to like their king? Because this was a bit that was funny. This alien starts like pulling out, this brute alien is going trying on all these different dresses, like, and Laureline just sort of loses her patience. She's like, "I don't want to wear any dresses!" Screams, and then this alien screams back at her, sort of spraying all this mucus and crap all over her. And they put this giant white hat on her, which you realise is a plate, because she then, when they're carrying this feast out to this king of these brutes, she's carrying a plate of cut in half giant lemons, so you can see where it was going. She's then at the front of the queue, presented to the king, and he then comes out with this gigantic like cigar cutter, and he's ready to scalp her head, and she's like, "Oh takes the hat off. And so then Valerian and Bubble come to the rescue, and that was a really cool fight scene. And then they fall through this vent. They sort of escape with Bubble, but she gets mortally wounded, and they kill her off. They kill Bubble. She's a really cool character, and they killed her off. Damn you! And she fatally stabbed in the stomach. Even though she's made of jelly, like surely she can, reform and gonna die. And she literally crumbles into sand and ash in Valerian's hands. And you think, oh come on, she was a really cool character. I think like they just had that idea, like, oh, let's have a character transform into Cleopatra and disintegrate. That'll make a cool shot. Bubble was a really cool character. And Rihanna actually did a really really good job. So yeah, the movie's flawed. All over the place storytelling, no chemistry between the lead characters. Dean DeHaan's wooden line delivery. This is like the live action Mass Effect Andromeda. My face is tired from dealing with everything.
Sorry, my face is tired.
So you find out that the commander tried to cover up his war crimes. He gets arrested. He's also got a robot security force that he orders to open fire on these human soldiers because he wants to basically eliminate the pearls. He wants to wipe them out so they can't tell what war crimes he did. But the pearls leave Alpha in this ship that they created, and they create like a simulation of their planet on the entire interior of their ship. It was really cool seeing like all these suddenly go, and it's got this big blue sky and this beautiful beach and the shell houses that they have. They sort of recreate their planet on board this ship, and they just go out into space. It was a nice little ending. They're saying that it flopped. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Good if you like sci-fi, or even if you don't like sci-fi. I found it an enjoyable movie. It's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but if you guys have seen the movie, let me guys know what you thought of the movie. Write down a comment, do all that like and subscribe stuff. You guys know what to do. I'll catch you in the next video. I'm Flattmeister. See ya.
I taught him how to do that.